Hello, happy Thursday, and thank you for being here, joining me for this live stream of Divine Energy Flow session. Thank you for being here. If you have not been here before, my name is Carla, and um, what we normally do is I'll give like a little talk about whatever, something that is just out there in the human collective that people are wondering about, or just something that maybe I have on my mind, or kind of whatever. But we typically plan these things about a week or so in advance so you can see what I'll be talking about. And please, if there's something that you would like to know about, if there's something that you want me to go deeper into about what we're talking about, please comment and let me know. Like, this is live. I'll answer questions. Just put them. So I honor you. I'm so glad that you're here. And tonight will be fun, I think, because I really love talking about esoteric. I love talking about the non-physical stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about. This is really particularly, not strictly. I mean, I'm sure no matter how far you are in your spiritual journey, you could get something out of someone else's perspective. So, but this is really mainly for um, s- someone that is curious, someone that is maybe just awakened and is like, what is all this dimension stuff? What's this new earth thing? Like, what does all this mean? And I know a lot of times that people will get nervous, like, well, if I go to the new earth, or what if my family doesn't, and all this stuff. So it's like it's really some um I'm gonna just call it some silliness that's been kind of like maybe just taken the wrong way, or whatever. So what I say tonight is my opinion. This is like my belief system. This is what I think. It doesn't mean that it's the only. I mean, everybody's got their own thing. Everyone's got their own like truth, and all of them are just perfect. So, if you resonate with what I talk about, if you resonate with what I'm saying, then you resonate with me, then come back and let's do this every Thursday night. Okay, so real quick, we do have a couple different platforms that we're on right now. We're on YouTube, on the Call to Awakening YouTube channel, as well as my YouTube channel. Just Carla Romero Crochet is my YouTube channel. And so if y'all are there, thank you so much. Go and like or subscribe to the other one. It would really help us out. And not just for us, but if you want to see other content, I post things on my YouTube channel that is not in the, on the other stuff, and they post things on the Call to Awakening channel that I have nothing to do with. So we're just a big group of like-minded individuals working together. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. We also have this live on Facebook on the Call to Awakening group and the Divine Energy Flow group. Um, if you're not liked, or if you're not in both of those groups, go and do that now. Okay, so I don't know why, like, going through all that, and I want to thank all the people that are in the background, like Michael that does all the tech stuff, and his wife Anya, beautiful, beautiful human beings, and love y'all so much. Okay. Also, there's many people, Cindy and Kyra, and Tamara. I'm gonna just mention those three. Those are the main ones that put all this stuff together, all of the themes and all of this. So thank everybody. I love y'all. Y'all are seen, even though you're not seen. You're seen. I love you. Okay, so um, let's get right into it. So, the title of this is Dimension Surfing, which is pretty cool, pretty fun title. So, if you're just starting your sort of like your spiritual awakening journey, and you're learning about all these things, then you've definitely heard of these things, and you've probably heard all kinds of different stuff. So I'll tell you where I get my stuff, my um, what I'm telling you now, right? For 3 years or so, I have been doing almost nothing, but I was like obsessed with this concept, with the whole 5D and New Earth and all that, and just dimensions. And I was just like really obsessed with like, it's what happens when you wake up. I'm about to actually talk about this. It's what happens when you wake up. You start like just getting super like kind of like obsessive about it, like, oh my God, I'm energy and I have to keep my vibes up and this and that and all that. So anyway, it's just kind of a part of your awakening. You're going from 3D to 5D, or once you're awakened, once you've really been on your path for a while, you'll start to go to 5D and come back and kind of back and forth. So you are sort of, I love how Michael actually named this, and I love how he named it surfing, because it's really exactly what we do all day long. Um, and once you can become aware of where you're at, because the dimension is just a state of being. Dimension is like it's the same thing as density. It's the same thing as like a frequency. Yeah. So depending on where you are, depending on where you are consciously, will depend on what. And so I'm gonna go through a whole. I like jotted down all these words that go with each of the 3D, 4D, and 5D. And I may miss some things. That's all right. Comment if you catch something that I don't miss, or if you like have any kind of comment, it's welcome. So, so th- 3D is your physical, is where we are, right? 3D, we came to this earth on basically a 3D earth. 3D represents, and see, as I go through these things, I want you to sort of feel into it, okay? And you'll hear my cats trying to get in. So as I go through these things, try to feel into the energy, because this is all an energetic process, right? So 3D is a specific energy, 4D is, 5D is, 6D is, 7D is. I don't know how many levels to this there are. I really believe there's an infinite amount of levels. Whatever. Different people believe different things, and all is good. So um 3D is programming. Um, just sort of close your eyes. Let's do this. Let's close our eyes and just take 3 deep breaths, okay? Because some of this I really want you to like. And I may end up. This is so important. I think that I may end up doing the energy work inside the talk. It'll just come how it comes. So feel into this energy, okay? And you'll remember when like you felt like this, or like you were trapped in this. And I'm going to tell you when I was too. So program. So you're stuck completely in a paradigm. You're stuck completely in a program. You do what you're told because that's just how it is. That's just how it's supposed to be. You're just very unconscious, going through life, waking up in the morning, eating breakfast, the same coffee, the same trip to work, the same entrance to work, to the same, like, humans basically just did the same thing every day forever and then retired and then died. That's 3D. And did something that they didn't like. Okay, so 3D, so that's very 3D, working at a job or doing something for money that you don't like because you're scared to be in lack. 3D, like intuition really doesn't live in 3D at all. Like all there is what you see in 3D. All there is what you see. There's no such thing as ghosts or spirits or whatever you would like to call it. I'm just saying ghosts because it's something I've heard you hear growing up. There's no such thing as ghosts, like your mom or whoever tell you that. That's so 3D. There's no such thing as aliens. Come on, man. It's narrow-mindedness. It's not even just narrow-mindedness, but it's such a trapping. You're so trapped that you don't even know how to open your mind. Like when you want to, if you would try to open your mind before you're ready to awaken, it would hurt you maybe. Like I know, excuse me, like I know people that if they awakened to the concept that maybe their religion wasn't exactly what they thought. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, that might really hurt them more than help them. You know what I'm saying? So 3D is like trapped and it's so tight that you don't even see, you don't even know that there's options. Like there's just, it's just, this is what it is. Has to be because it's always been. It's what my daddy did. That's what my mama did. Um, it's religion. It's division. Any type of division. So religion, politics, um, everything that separates us. Religion, politics, parts of the world, maybe like neighborhoods, um, parts of areas that are for some people and not for some, whatever. All the division, me against you, I have to get it, so because if I don't get it, you will. Or if you get it, I won't get it, right? You can't be happy for nobody because if you got it, then I might not get it. Like 3D is very, there's not enough. There's just not enough stuff. There's not enoughness in 3D. And just for in case I forget this, I'm gonna compare it to 5D. In 5D, no matter who gets what, there is always enough. There is always enough. So you can be happy for everybody's success, and they can be happy for yours because there is always abundance. There's always enough. Okay. We look for everything outside of us. Yeah. So there's no like going inside. There's no like meditation, self-inquiry even. There's no even like what am I besides this human person? There's not even like a wonder. Like, it's really the to me what breaks my heart almost the most. Yeah, it probably breaks my heart the most, the relationship with nature that we have in 3D. It's like it's like a background. Nature is like, I remember I went through 20 years of drug addiction, or at least 15 consecutive years, consecutive days and years. And I remember being so unconscious that nature was just a background. Like a tree was just stupid. Like a tree was just a tree. Like, who gives a shit about a tree? Cut the stupid tree down. That's 3D, you know? Mm, yeah, total separation. Have no clue in the world that you actually are connected to every freaking tree and every other person, right? And since we and also program mind control, um, certain people in higher up positions than us, certain people in certain positions that control the masses, right? And the TV and everything helps that. So all of that is very, very, very 3D. It's like a trap. It's like hopelessness to me. To me, it feels like hopelessness. Women are more degraded. Yeah, for sure. Cool. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Like women are totally degraded. Men have super toxic masculine energy. Men are um, better at everything than a woman in 3D, right? A woman that you really don't know the worth of a woman in 3D. Because a lot of our gifts, a lot of the women's gifts are outside or in the spiritual realms. I mean, that's just what I've noticed. A lot of our gifts are intuitive and that kind of thing. So Okay. So let me just kind of make sure that hopefully I explained that pretty good. So it's just a consciousness, right? So as we go through 3 to 5D, we are not going to change the earth that we live on. Okay. What happens is, and this is just my beliefs, and I think I started saying this, like I did years and years of research, all kinds of different things I've heard, and I've researched a lot of things, and this is just these are the things that resonated with me. Okay. And these are the things that I experience on a daily basis, really. I mean, it's experiential. It was just, oh, that resonates. Now I do it. So okay. So let's look at 40. 40 is important. 40 is what most of us live in. Most of us reside in 40. If you're awakened and if you know about energy and you are into this and you are like trying to manifest and you're aware and you're trying to be aware of your thoughts, you're meditating a lot, you're really trying to figure out, you're doing shadow work and you're trying to purge and you know maybe you might be into plant medicine or something like that. Something you're expanding your mind, you're expanding your awareness, not your mind really. You're expanding your awareness, you're expanding your consciousness every time you do a deep meditation that brings you into the feeling of not having a body, of allowing the mind, you basically realizing that you're not the body and you're not the mind, and all of that is just energy happening to us and in us. That's all 4D. That's all 4D, like that recognition, that fun, like starting off, like fun, getting some crystals and learning how to do grids and learn and 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 um and starting to channel in some type of way. I'm not like meaning like channel like someone is speaking through you. Channeling energy, learning how to work with the elements, with fire and different things. Um, yeah, yeah. Starting to realize that nature really is a huge part of this entire thing. Nature, we are born from earthly materials and stardust, and we die and go back into it. Like, I mean, it's just we are the earth. Our body is the earth, right? Obviously not our spirit. Oh, another thing is you start having some major like ego death moments, right? Um, and I could do a whole like thing about that maybe in a week or two. But I will go over it to have an understanding because if this is a huge part of it, you can't go into 5D with like a super huge ego and like I'm better than you and all that. You're still in 3D. You can't get rid of your ego, but you have to learn how to control it. You have to control it instead of allowing it to control you. You have to sort of allow it to be there. You have to sort of like accept it. Sorry, I had something like come up on my screen. I had to take off. You have to like accept it, love it, be friends with it, accept it. I think that's the biggest thing that I just keep hearing is accepting it. So the ego death is just like the death of the things that you thought you knew, the things that you thought you were. The all of the things that I said, like I was talking about the religion and the politics and all that. Like I was a diehard this, well, but then I just, realized how freaking idiotic it is. It's like not anything in particular. Mhm. Sorry. Just the whole concept of being something, like being this or being that, like, um, so the ego death moments, the reason why I said moments is because you go in and out of it for a long time. For many years, you might just go in and out of it. And, you might get in a car and get pissed off at the driver on the side of you and start cursing them out. You probably won't do that after a while because most things, what happens in 4D is you become aware of these thoughts, you become aware of where they come from. Obviously, they just come up, but they come from something. They come from something deeper, from belief systems, programs, and all that that we are unconscious of. So we just kind of can't help it sometimes, except when you can. When you start being aware, then you can't help it. You can start working with those old patterns, right? All right. So, um, 5D is you become, so let's feel into this. Let's feel into this. All right. I want to feel into this. Okay. So 5D is when not only are you able to work with the energy around you and work with the energy in your body, you see everything as it is. You see the world as it is, as sirens pass by my house right now. You see the world as it is, and it may be scary and mean and all those things and so many different heartbreaking like things that are totally happening. But you also see the other side of it. There's two sides to everything. You see the other side of it too. And the darker it gets, the lighter it gets. And it's just a part of life. It's just a part of, hmm, it's just a part of the game. Duality is just part of the game. And you have to learn to work within the duality. 5D, you see everything as absolutely perfect. Everything works out perfectly. Every person on this, every person on this planet has a different soul mission. Who in the hell are we to mess with another person's soul mission because we think that they are uncomfortable or we think that it's not fair that somebody's going through this? They have some sort of a soul mission, some sort of a task that they came to do, something to learn. It may have been a hard lesson. They had some kind of karmic debt, you know. So the bottom line is, in the big picture, all of us are just learning things, and as we learn, we grow to different layers, to different dimensions, until we get back to the one, back to God, where we are, who we are. So we realize that all of this is really just a play. All of this is really just a game. And so why take it so serious? However, when we see injustices, when we see people being treated wrong, when we have compassion and we can not really protest, but I'm going long. I'm sorry, y'all. This is important to me. And hopefully you're getting something out of it too. You can you can speak your truth and speak your mind without be saying it, doing it, having a negative energy about around it. You can do it more as like a peace rally, right? Instead of an I'm angry because, whatever happened rally. Okay. Um, compassion. Compassion, unconditional love. This is something that, and service, and being in dominant service to others. Those are all 5D things. Um, being fully responsible for your own reality. You once you're in 5D, you basically manifest instantaneously. So it's like you use your energy and the energy that are around you to make things happen. Okay. 5D is you walking outside and the grass and the trees are the greenest, most beautiful green you've ever seen in your life. And every flower is bloomed perfectly. And you sit down in the grass. This is just the things that are just in my head right now. And you sit down in the grass to connect with Mother Earth, and just little vines and stuff kind of start growing all the way up you and sort of making like a spider web all over you. Maybe the spiders crawl on you too. It's all good. It's being one with nature. It's being a part of the natural process. The natural process is sometimes hard, sometimes amazing, but it's being part of the natural process without getting into without getting into attachment to like what something's supposed to be. Everything is fine the way it is. If you can, if you can't control something, for sure, it's acceptance. Abundance is natural. Abundance is natural. There's no need to worry about money, because resources, money, and all that will just come because your energy calls it. You know that what you see on the outside is a reflection of something on the inside. That's all 5D. I'm going to start doing a cleansing with some sage. Does anyone have questions so far? And I'm not really sure if I can even see them on all the platforms, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep going. So we are going to go ahead and I'm going to do some cleansing. If you'd like to just sit back or lay back and relax. Gratitude. You're grateful. 5D is lots of gratitude. You're just grateful for every moment. Every moment is beautiful. Set an intention to just receive as much or as little energy that you need at this time for the highest possible evolution of your soul. Just relax. If there's any other intention that you would like to add into this, if there's something that's hurting you physically, if you are sad or anxious or anything, set that intention as well, that this really help whatever ailment you may possibly have at this moment. And just sit back. You don't have to, you can close your eyes. You don't have to look at what I'm doing. I'm just, I really do like an intuitive type of thing. So it may look a little weird if this is your first time. This is Divine Energy Flow. All right. So if you don't mind, just really relax. If there's something you need to stretch, if there's Something you need to move, please move it. Open your heart. Maybe you can kind of tap right above, right on that like soft pad spot. Okay. Just gonna work on some anxiety. Just feeling into the lower energy, and it's kind of the same as last week. It seemed heavy, as well as the heart a little bit. You can stay relaxed. You can stay in a meditative state if you like. Drink some water after. Thank you. Just think of the things that you have to be thankful for. I'm just like, for some reason, my mind's just saying, thank you. Not my mind, something else. Just thank you. It's just reminding me to be thankful, reminding me to remind you to be thankful. We can do this. We got this. This takes a lot of it takes a lot of work. Everything is internal work. Everything is internal work. Everything is inside. Meditate. Learn how to realize that your mind is just your mind. It's not who you are. Realize your body's not who you are. Realize that you're a beautiful, magnificent, angelic, that's what I am anyway, I think. A beautiful, magnificent soul on many different dimensions at the same time, and you can tap into all of them. You can tap into any of them. Learn how to meditate if you don't yet. Um, sorry. Learn how to meditate. Thank you so much, beautiful beings, for being here, man. And thank you for being here all the way to the end if you made it this long. I love you. I will be here every single Thursday night at 7 o'clock. If there are questions that I don't see, I do see Claudine. Thank you for just for joining. But if there are questions that I don't see, or they're on the Call to Awakening page and I may not see it, or especially like on the YouTube, um, someone will answer your questions. If it's not specifically me, then one of our freaking bad to the bone crew will answer. So I believe that next week the topic will be the difference between the moon cycles, like the difference between what's the difference between the new moon and the full moon and the between each one. So we would dive into that and it will be super fun because I love stuff like that. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful, magical, beautiful week. Remember the magic in every moment. That's what 5D is. 5D is seeing the beauty all around you, even if there's bad going on. Okay. Love you.